Ooh, what is poppin', fam? Spanik here, the coach of the New York Rangers, and this is week 1 of the IBA. We are taking on Kohanix, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and the Reno Raikous. First time ever facing this guy, so hopefully we could net out a W here. Start out the IBA strong. Just a disclaimer: this game will go up on Saturday. There will be no PCL upload that day, as unfortunately Odds had a forfeit. He was out of town for the week, and we couldn't strike a time, so he just opted to take the forfeit L, which is all right. The game didn't really mean anything for either of us. He's already locked in the playoffs. I'm already locked out, so it really didn't matter. So whatever. Yeah, so there'll be no PCL uploads. Only this will go up on Saturday. Should be up about, I want to say, noon Eastern time. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Well, you'll obviously have seen this by then. And we are taking on Kohanix here, and if you saw my draft analysis, my draft for IBA is a little bit different than what you would typically expect from one of my teams. For example, because over here I drafted a rain team, which is very, very, very unlike. I used rain, like I said, in my draft analysis. I used rain once before, and it really didn't go well for me. So hopefully I'm trying it again here, and hopefully we could maybe use the rain to our advantage. After all, we are the New York Rangers. Anyway, but this week I'm not bringing the rain, as I thought Kohanix's team dealt with the rain well, especially since he has a Ferrothorn, which is already tough for me to break as it is. So with rain up, that just makes my life even more difficult. So I figured not bring the rain this week was the way to go. And we have here 4 attacks Mawile, which just kind of breaks his team no matter what I use. I have Sucker Punch, Play Rough, Ice Punch for his Land of Tea, and I didn't have knockoff on this. I forgot what my 4th move was. It wasn't Swords Dance. I forgot what the 4th move was. Maybe an Iron Head. No, Fire Fang for the Ferrothorn. Yeah, it was Fire Fang. Then we have Double Dance Thunderous with Electrium Z. Z, Thunderbolt, and HP Ice were the only 2 attacks I have on here. Because if I'm able to chip Ferrothorn down, Z Thunderbolt could kill a +2. So I think for a Max Pedef variant, I need to get it at about 50%. Then Z Thunderbolt could easily take him out. We have a Torn T with Citrus Berry, Acrobatics, 3 Acrobatics, U-Turn, Heat Wave, and 4th move I think was Knockoff, probably Knockoff, yeah. As yeah, this set here was built to really just click Acrobatics and do damage. I'm Defiant on this set because he could have brought a Savali. He didn't bring the Savali, so I was hoping to maybe punish Savali with this thing. As yeah, as I was Defiant, so I would get +2 attack. I think I would net +3 attack because I would get the Defiant boost of the minus attack, which would give me a +1. Yeah, I'd net +3 attack, which would be really, really nice. I could just spam Acrobatics. It doesn't matter if I didn't pop my Citrus or not. We have Fizdef Seismitoad with Rocks, Toxic, Scald, and HP Fire. AV Kecleon, which is built really for the circuitry. And Fizdef Hitmontop, which kind of just takes pressure off of Seismitoad. So yeah, those are the teams. He does bring, I see no Savali, so my Torn set it's not really ruined per se. If I could get my Citrus off, I could still spam Acrobatics. But let's see how this battle played out. Let's see how this battle played out. Once again, shoutouts to Aaron2420 for recording this game in Citra again, so we get the cool backgrounds again. I think I told him to do the same background. Yep, we got the fall background again. I really like this background. As he leads with the Beedrill, as I decide to lead with my Mawile, because it really just has a good matchup for all his team. I'm Hyper Cutter on this Mawile, and he does make the Lando play here, which was the exact reason why I was Hyper Cutter. I decided to go for the Flare Off here because I actually thought the Vaporeon was coming in. I thought he would see no Intimidate on my Mawile and immediately just go into Vaporeon. I didn't think he would go Landorus on it, but he did go Landorus. That's why I didn't click Ice Punch. I clicked Play Rough. But it still does a boatload to this thing. And he is in Sucker Punch range, so I do opt to just click it here as the Lando goes down. So we draw First Blood. Very, very nice. As he goes into the Kofag here, and this thing is annoying. I thought this thing was going to come. I really didn't think he was going to go Landorus there, especially since I wasn't Intimidate. As he goes into... I just go into Seismitoad because I don't care if I get burned. This is really the one thing on my team I really don't care if it gets burned. I'd rather be burned than Toxic because I'm actually... Although I'm not Leftovers, but I mean, this thing has less defensive use, especially since Lando's gone. So he opts to switch out here into his Ferrothorn, as I just get my rocks up here because they're free. His one Defogger is dead, so these are here to stay. And it's very, very nice to chip down Beedrill and such. As now, I see no reason to not click the HP Fire. I'm Rindoberry, so I could just click the HP Fire and get some nice big damage on this Ferrothorn, as that reveals to me that he is, in fact, Spadef. He gets his own rocks up here, which is completely fine. I have hit on top, I could spin those away. And rocks don't really hurt, they kind of hurt my team. Like, they hurt Thundy and they hurt Torn. But that's really it. They don't really hurt anything else, per se, and I could always just spin away on top. As he is Leftovers Ferrothorn, so he is going to be getting some recovery. He goes to the Leech Seed and misses, which sucks for him. But he is now at about 50%. But he is getting Leftovers recovery, which could be kind of annoying. So I just need to keep him at around that level of HP, and I should be okay. He opts to switch out here into Vaporeon, probably expecting me to go for another HP Fire, as I do just that. So good play on his end. Now this thing cannot Toxic me, because I'm burned. So I have to go for a Toxic here. Maybe getting a Toxic off on the Vaporeon could be nice, especially if he doesn't have Heal Bell. But he does make that read though and doubles back out into his Ferrothorn. He's got to know I'm Rindoberry by now because I keep staying in on this thing. I'm not worried about potential Power Whip. I just need consistent damage on this Ferrothorn, and I should be okay. As I just go for another Hidden Power Fire, I just need as much damage as I possibly can on this thing. As he does here go for the Power Whip and pops my Rindo. It really doesn't matter because I do still have my Kecleon for his circuitry. So it really doesn't make a difference. As I am able to lift the Power Whip, as I think he is in range of another Hidden Power Fire. So I actually opt to predict him to switch into Vaporeon here. And I do go for the Toxic as he gets up a layer of spikes. Which, that only really hurts by Hitmontop. Because Seismitoad's going to go down here to the burn. But he is at under 50%. So Seismitoad, I would say, did its job fairly well. As now I am just going to go out into my Mawile here. And just be able to pick off this Ferrothorn. If he goes out into, let's say, Kofag or Vaporeon, so this will be it. I just opt to... Flavor throws a roll, so I just go with the Fire Fan to get the guaranteed kill. And Mawile picking up 2 kills in its debut so far. So still, yeah, very, very nice. Very, very nice. As Ferrothorn goes down. And now I could just... Now he just goes out into his Kofag here. And this thing was really annoying for the entire game. As I just really have to go get clear up here, get damage, but I miss. Which is unfortunate. That would have done about half if he was Fizz Def. As he does burn me here, which sucks. Like, I wouldn't mind the burn if I was able to get some damage off on this Kofag first, but now he didn't. He burned me, which is unfortunate. As now here I go for the Play Rough, and that does about half, and that does about 30-40%. So without the burn, I probably would have done over half to him. As he has Shadow Ball here, which is actually better than having like, because he could have had Hex. He crits me, so I'm guessing Revenge Hacks for the Miss Leech Seed. So I really just want damage. So I go for Play Rough again. Mawile really did his job this game. Unfortunately, I missed one Play Rough. I get an attack drop, which is doesn't really matter much. It's a Kofag, but I did get some nice damage on this thing. So I believe I just go into my... I was thinking about going into my Thundy here and going for a game, but he could have Memento, and that would have been really, really, really bad if he clicked Memento on when I tried to set up. So I go into my Torn instead, and just opt to click... And I just click Knockoff here. He opts to switch out, going into his Vaporeon. So this thing is not... This thing no longer has an item, as I just go for the knockoff, and I knock off his Leftovers. Pretty good. I just U-turn here, Didn't know what he wanted to do. He probably just got up a wish. That did a lot. Actually did a lot of damage. So I go out into my Hitmontop here because I think this is my best opportunity to maybe try to Rapid Spin. And Intimidate comes off as he does go for the wish. So he's either going to protect here or go back out into the Kofag. Try to wish that up. I am not clicking high jump kick on a Kofag switch in. So I think I doubled here into my Torn. Yeah, I double into my Torn. So I have to double here and go back. Yeah, I double into my Torn. But I'm on HP number, so I don't actually get my Citrus Berry. Unfortunate. So I forgot about that completely. I kind of expected to take a hit and get the Citrus Berry boost. That's kind of what I wanted to do. So I go for a knockoff here, I think. Yeah, I go for a knockoff here. Get this guy's leftovers off. Unfortunately, he changes my Defiant to Mummy. So if he does have Memento, I'm not going to get the boosts. As he goes for Trick Room here, which, okay, I guess. Because he goes for Trick Room here, I was kind of baffled by that play at first. Because now he does go for the Memento. Which, yeah, if I didn't knock him off, oh my god, what could have been. So right now, I see right here what he's trying to do. He's going to try to go for Game with Circuitry. I did U-turn. Yeah, here comes the Circuitry. I just opt, right here, I opt to switch out, I think. No, he actually went for Gleam, expecting me to go out into my Thundy, probably. But I do opt to stay in, and I do live. So now I'm going to be able to get a slow U-turn off here. I was sacking this 100%. So now I do get the slow U-turn off, and I go out into my Kecleon, which actually I think outspeeds this thing in Trick Room. Even though I do have some speed investment, I am pretty sure I outspeed the Circuitry in Trick Room. I do actually, and I went for the Drain Punch. Thus making me Fighting type, and I do get some big damage on this thing. As now I'm going to be able to go up to full. I'm Assault Vest. So I probably do live this Electrium Z, this Gigavolt Havoc. Yeah, I think I 100... Like, I wasn't scared of this thing. I 100% lived this Gigavolt Havoc. He wasn't +1, he was neutral. So he does go for the Gigavolt Havoc here. And Kecleon, being the specially fat mod it is, tanks this thing with 6 HP. As I do go for another Drain Punch, and that should actually pick up the kill. As yes, it does pick up the kill. And Kecleon is still at about 30%, as this thing is now dead. So now really the only way he could potentially win this is Beedrill shenanigans, as he does go into the Beedrill here. He's going to Mega Evolve. He's going to Mega Evolve into the Mega Beedrill. Very, very sexy, fast-ass Mon. As I just opt to go for the Shadow Sneak here, get some chip damage on this, because I think right now my Hitmontop just kind of wins the game. As I do get damage, he goes for Poison Jab, which is okay by me. I actually thought I was going to live that because I was Ghost type and I resisted it, but this is Mega Beedrill. This thing hits hard. Kecleon's not the greatest Fizz Def. So I go out into my Hitmontop here because I will actually be able to intimidate this thing, drop its attack. As I think he's going to switch into the Vaporeon here. No, I go for Bullet Punch, and he's going to actually live. Yeah, he's going to barely live, because Hitmontop doesn't have the greatest attack. As he just U-turns out here. Still has a decent chunk, even though I'm Max Fizz Def, and that's an Intimidate. He goes out into the Vaporeon. As now I have a choice to make here. This is why I hate Wi-Fi, because I can't really tell the percentage as well. I didn't want him to get a Wish Protect off, and then I still have to deal with this thing. So I opt to go for I have to risk the high jump kick here, and I do land it. Greatly. I could have Rapid Spun, but I mean, I could have Rapid Spun, but I was afraid he'd live it. So now he goes out into the Beedrill, and it's going to die to rocks. So GG to Cohen Hacks. This was a fun game. We were able to get the 3-0 win against him. So yeah. We got a nice 3-0 win to start off the IBA. And next week we take on Shadow Link and the Jersey Shellos. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So Spanic out, and I will see you guys next week. Peace!